I'm back here again, your boy Mr. B. Yes. Oh shoot, I didn't say that. Oh no, that's horrible. Lazy's up there. Oh shoot. Yeah, I did. Okay. So this should be. Yeah. Okay. It'll probably be saved up then. Okay. It says RDS here, but it's RDA. It's your boy Mr. B here, man. It is freaking another Wednesday. Wednesday, August 9th. Um, Man, week's been crazy. I've been feeling good. I can't complain. Hope you're listening. Hope you're feeling well. Whoever happens to listen to this, hope you're doing well. Um, can't really drag this along much. Uh, let's just get into it, man. I was good. Week's been good so far. So good. Can't complain. Um, Last weekend we had our series of events. UFC Nashville took place. We also had the long-awaited Jake Paul Nate Diaz fight. What's good, man? What's happening? I'm good, man. How you doing? Only Glick in the chat. Um, yeah, but before we had that, we had some events on Friday. Um, we had all the way in the other land. We had two events. We had PFL 7 and we had one fight night 13. So one fight night 13 took place over there in Bangkok, Thailand, man. Up in the Lupini Boxing Stadium. Long historic stadium for kickboxing. Mainly Muay Thai style fights. uh, oh man. I'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, man. That event was pretty good. One fight night was good. It was headlined by a crazy kickboxing bout between the current featherweight champ Chingiz Alizov facing Marat Grigorian. Chingiz won. Really good showing. Very technical skill, high level output. That man never took his foot off the gas. Just constant pressure, constant combinations, heavy shots. Held it down for the 5 rounds. Um, and maintained. It was 5 3-minute rounds. Totally different from MMA. 5 5-minute rounds. Um, More boxing orientated, but you have to use your legs. You know what I mean? But yeah, Chingiz maintained. Mikey Musumeci submitted Jared Brooks in their one uh, flyweight endeavor, their flyweight battle, the submission championship. There you go, submission grappling championship. Mikey Musumeci retained. Good showing. Tawan Chai fought David Kiria in a featherweight bout. Tawan Chai came out explosive throughout the whole fight. This dude's kicks, Kiria couldn't really get a read on him. He was trying to get a read and try to land some big shots, but Tawan Chai just kept nailing him with these shots, these elbows, and a lot of good kicks. And what happened was that one of those kicks, eventually in the third round, it caught this dude, boom, and Kiria had to stop. He told the ref, like, I can't do this. My arm's broke. The arm broke. All he did was pretty much block kicks for the majority of the fight with his arm because either the kicks hit his body or the kicks were trying to go to his head. And he kept using the same arm to defend those kicks, the right arm. They kept trying to use that shit. When you fight in a Thai kickboxer, it's a totally different animal, man. And that dude broke his arm. So Tawan Chai won. John Lineker for Jae-Woon Kim. Crazy fight because Kim was winning this fight for the majority of the fight. Lineker, long time standout in the UFC, and you know he was a former champion here, won. And Kim was wrestling him, piecing him up a little bit, kept getting the takedowns, was getting some good wrestling. Lineker was defending a couple of those takedowns, but he was getting controlled though. But in the last couple seconds of that third round, man, Lineker clipped this dude. Kim fell, and oh shit, this dude Lineker played with this dude. Was hitting this guy in the head, turned this dude's head into a drum. Kim was gone, man. That was it. Freaking third round. Yeah, they called it a TKO, but it was more so a KO, man. On Lineker's part. God dang. Was it Supergirl? Anna Jarusak for Laura Fernandez and beat Laura. Unanimous decision. Good showing there. Good back and forth. Jarusak in that right hand, and her pressure was crazy. But Laura was bringing some heat. These ladies were bringing heat back and forth, man. Ladies Muay Thai style and the traditional style kickboxing as well. Well, damn, all the ladies, when it comes to fighting, they bring heat. You know what I mean? They bring a lot more heat than in some of these women MMA fights. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. Umar Kane, a.k.a. Rug, got a much-needed win against Marcus Buchecha. Buchecha being a world-renowned BJJ what do you call it? Practitioner. There you go. Umar Kane, Rug, big time. Was it Senegal? Yeah, Senegalese wrestler, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So Rug, these dudes were throwing leather. The first round, that shit was nuts. But what was even more crazy was that the rest of this fight was based on takedowns, reversals, scrambles, and more striking. I'm like, both these dudes weigh over 500 pounds in total. How the hell do they have the gas tank to keep this up? But they did. With big props to Kane, man. Kane couldn't even stand up. Kane barely had gas, man. Elias Mahmoudi beat Edgar Juarez to Barres. That was nasty. Mahmoudi managed to catch this dude. Juarez fought Rotang a little while ago and lost. I thought he'd come back and get this win, but Mahmoudi was out for quite a while. Mahmoudi came in like he didn't miss. Mahmoudi laid this man out. Dominated this guy and exploded on him with knees, put him away. We had Ty Rotolo, kept doing his grappling thing. Ty, one half of the Rotolo brothers with Cade. They're both signed to one here. He fought Saigid Gusin Arslanayev. Arslanayev. There you go. Arslanayev. And this was good for what it was. But eventually, per usual, Rotolo got busy. Rotolo got locked up. Got the takedown, got the lockup. Wrapped it up, man. Rear naked choke, 2 minutes, 39 seconds. We had Sitsong Pinong beat Nazet Trujillo, unanimous decision. And our dude, Orgel Bartarku, for John Lo Mark Sangiao. There you go. John Lo Mark Sangiao of the Philippines. I thought he was going to win, but Orgel got the submission. Overall, one was pretty good, man. I liked it. One continues to deliver on constant action. If only this dude that owns it could get his head out of his ass, he'd be fine. So we also had, I said it on the docket, man. Jesus, what's wrong with me? PFL 7. PFL 7 was pretty crazy. Hella crazy. Sad but surprising as well. There was a lot of crazy upsets. There were some upsets. One upset I was kind of sad about. Two of them. Actually, yeah, two of them. I won't say one. I'll say two because yeah, I'll say two. But what we got here was during the prelims, we had Billy Alicana beat Chuck Campbell. Alicana was coming in here 5-1. Now he's 6-1. Chuck Campbell picked up a loss here, split decision, goes on to 5-3. Chelsea Hackett, who tried out for the UFC at one point, got an opportunity during the Challenger Series here at the PFL, got picked up. Had a fight here against Kai Bennett. And I thought Kai was fighting. Kai took a fight in Invictus. She fought a little bit here and there. But she's pretty solid talent. But Hackett showed that she got her skills, man. She really trained hard and got this needed win. Got a rear naked choke in the second round. Good job for Chelsea. I like to see more of her. Hopefully she jumps into this flyweight tournament come next season. That'll be next year, 2024. Anthony Ivy, who had an embarrassing loss in the UFC, came back and got a win here against Carson Hardman. First round rear naked choke. Anthony Ivy 12-7 beats Carson Hardman, who goes down to 12-4. Lisa Malden, she beat Desiree Yanez, man. Yanez, she's fought a little bit here and there, combates, and I think she fought in Bellator, if I remember. Malden fought a little bit in, I want to say she fought LFA. Yeah, she fought LFA. She fought some fights in LFA. I don't want to bullshit. Let's make sure. Yeah. But she beat Helen Peralta before this, which was kind of shocking. She beat Helen Peralta third round finish. And she submits Yanez. Now, if you want to look up Desiree Yanez, do look up Desiree Yanez, Desiree. She fine. Malden's fine too. LisamaUldin. Ladies are fine, yo, but hell of a good one for her, man. Thad John, who showed up here, he got himself a much needed win. He picks up a victory. I'm trying to get my mouse. Hold on, my joint's slowing down a little bit. Oh, that's why. Had a whole bunch of extra bullshit open in the background. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. So yeah, Thad John came in. He was undefeated at 5-0. Got a nice win against this dude named Ali Omar. Thad pretty much got in there. Was throwing his strikes a little bit. Landed a good shot. Got on top of his opponent. Wailed on this dude, man. Golly. Put him away. That was cool. And then we had the main card. So pretty much Elvin Espinoza got a win against Keani Diggs. Diggs fought for Bellator a few years back. For quite some time. Espinoza got the win. It was a good back and forth, but Espinoza did better with the wrestling, the necessary shots, and the control over Keani, man. Impa Kasanganai now in the tournament here, the semifinals, picks up a win against a guy that they considered the dark horse and a possible favorite against Martin Hamlet. Hamlet, really good skilled guy, man, out of the what is it? Norway? I want to say Norway he's from. You like that shit? Yep, there you go, Norway. All right. Yeah, and he came in. He was the much bigger of the two. Impa's a little smaller because Impa was a 170 guy. Kind of moved up to 205. He tried 185 before. But yo, he was a little smaller than Hamlet, but he put big power, man. He knocked that man, Martin Hamlet. He turned, one of those. When you go to a car dealership, they got the floaty guy. You turn on and the air blows up the guy, and then he's wailing his arms. Well, Impa Kasanganay caught him with a right hand. No, a left hand. He caught him with a right, then a left. The left hit him so hard, he turned into one of those floaties and dropped, and that was it. So Impa Kasanganay gets into the finals. Now, the next fight was for the featherweight final, as Gabriel Alves Braga fights Chris Wade. Winner will go into the finals. This was a good fight. Now, Wade was striking, but Wade looked for a lot more wrestling, a lot more control and positioning against the cage and on the ground. Braga was looking to land shots, and Braga landed really good shots. Pieced this guy up pretty well. Quite impressed. Pieced him up the first 2 rounds. Made his strikes land a lot more than the control. Braga also defended takedowns. Did pretty well for himself. Wade needed to get strikes going, to land more of the strikes. And Wade kind of got his thing going in the third. But by then, it was already too late. They made the decisions. Gabriel Alves Braga wins. Chris Wade loses another opportunity at the PFL final. Man, this is so disheartening. This man did it at lightweight, didn't make it. Featherweight, does not make it. Here he is for the 5th time. After he got eliminated because Brendan Loughnane lost his fight, they gave him a chance back because Movlid was injured, just to lose again. Man. Then we had Josh Silveria versus Ty Flores for the other spot in the light heavyweight final. Josh Silveria came in, tried to wrestle a little bit. Flores was trying to get him a little bit, pick him from a distance. They do some good strikes. Silveria tried to wrestle. Flores tried to wrestle. They got into some fighting against the cage, though. It was some good exchanges. Eventually, though, Josh Silveria and Ty got into a dirty box clinch, a.k.a. you all remember, did a box. And Josh landed a couple harder shots. Then he started throwing some knees. Flores threw some knees, but Silveria had steam behind those knees. He threw some more punches, then threw a bunch of knees. Put this dude away, man. Ty Flores goes down. Silveria gets his spot. Then the main event, I left my jaw dropped, man. Bubba Jenkins gets stopped via TKO in the 2nd round to the newcomer Jesus Pinedo of Peru. I have talked about how ill these Peruvian fighters have been, whether it's the UFC or wherever, for like the last year and a half now. Because the Peruvian takeover is happening. But Jesus Pinedo defended Bubba's takedowns and would never let up on these shots that he threw on Bubba. Just threw these shots, man. Bubba got dropped. Bubba got rocked. Bubba still trying to take him down. I think he did manage to get a takedown. But Jesus was just too big of a guy, man. He got back up. He kept landing more shots. The second round came. Bubba didn't know what the hell was going on. They tried to will Bubba. Bubba tried. Bubba just got worked, man. There's no other question. There's no other thing to say. But Bubba got worked. He got beat up. I couldn't. I'm like, yo, Bubba's that dude. Bubba's tough, man. But jeez, Jesus, you knocked Brendan Loughnane out the tournament. The favorite, the big time favorite, last year's champ. You knocked Chris Wade out in the process. Then you beat Bubba Jenkins? That's technically three of the favorites. Three big names in this featherweight tournament. Clap it up for Jesus Pinedo. That's crazy. So that was that with the playoffs. So we had also the UFC. Now, the UFC Nashville card, man, was okay. Nah, there was some fights I was really excited for. I'm not gonna play it off and try to be a sucker because the main event wasn't what I liked. I'm gonna do that. We did get worried about the main event though because it was that Corey Sandhagen injured his arm in the first round, so that's why he fought the rest of the fight the way he did. You know, I ain't gonna be mad about it. You injured your arm, you gotta change, change strategies. Okay, we'll leave it at that then, man. But yo, prelims. Asul Almabayev, I talked about him last week, from Kazakhstan, came through, beat Ode Osborne as expected. The Kazakhstan fighters are real out here, man. And Maxim last weekend, not the last weekend, but the weekend before, didn't look all that great against Tyson Nam. That fight that happened like a week or two ago, didn't look all that great. Almabayev, fantastic. Good strikes, very quick, hops in and out the pocket, was really strong with his wrestling, man. And how he uses his wrestling, very, very good. Keeps his head on the chest of the opponent when he takes them down. His head in chest, under chin, and just put strikes on his opponents. Try to get the openings necessary, whether he's going to finish them with strikes or try to get a submission. And he did get a rear naked choke on Ode eventually in the second round. Good job. Sean Woodson fought the late fill-in Dennis Bazooka. Man, I really wanted Dennis because, Dennis looked all right. For a guy who came in on really short notice, he looked all right. Woodson, but it was against Woodson, I'll say. That's the problem. And Woodson is super technical, crazy reach. You really need a full camp to deal with a guy like Woodson. Woodson racked up over, 100 and something, nearly 200 strikes in this fight against Dennis. Whether it was the jabs, some of the body shots, the leg kicks. Yo, it was ugly. It was ugly. Sean Woodson was putting hands on this dude. Man. But Dennis was there, though. Dennis was there to take the punishment and dish back. Long-time Sarah Longo member. There to be great. We'll see if we get the contract to come back, to get another fight. More than likely, he probably will under full camp. But we'll see how it works. Next fight, Jake Hadley fought Cody Durden. This was a really good fight. Probably this was the fight that set off a lot of the electricity on this card. These guys went at it back and forth. Hadley showing his improved striking. Cody Durden showing that he really didn't care about that. He had improved striking as well. Hadley was throwing some really good shots. Really good footwork I like to see from him. Cody was in there, just bully style. Cody got his takedowns. Cody usually fights like that. But what was interesting was that second round. Now, the second round, Cody's managing to get his wrestling going there. Hadley trying to throw that jiu-jitsu because, yes, really, he has some good jiu-jitsu. Bro, Hadley got a damn triangle. Hadley ended up with an arm bar. Oh, my God. Talk about crazy moments, bro. Hadley damn near had Cody submitted. I don't know how Cody managed to wear through that armbar, wear through that triangle, and reverse the position to get back on top. Man, third round came. Cody got right back at it. Cody ends up winning this fight by unanimous decision. Left Hadley a little bloody mess, but props to Hadley, though. He was in it. He never quit on himself. And that's the things you like to see in fights, man. You don't want to see a guy quit on himself. A fighter in general, guy, girl. You don't want to see them quit on themselves. But good fight, man. Next fight on there was Billy Quarantillo versus Damon Jackson. This fight was another one of those, too, because these guys were going back and forth. Billy was throwing. Damon was throwing early, man. Damon had his takedowns going. Damon was throwing some shots. That first round, shit, that was a Damon Jackson round. I was like, oh, shoot. Look at Damon go. Damon throwing big hooks. He using the jab and the straight hand punches. Getting the takedown to control. Billy was looking confused. But in Billy Q faction, second round came. Billy turned up. Billy came through, started pumping his jab out there. And once his jab starts working for him, he starts flowing shots. Now he's flowing shots. He's using some head work, but he's getting taken down. Oh, shoot. He get back up. Let's keep this going. He's throwing shots now. Damon Jackson's rock. Damon Jackson throwing shots back, but Billy Q's shots look to do more damage. Damon trying to take him down. Billy coming back up. Billy getting some reversals going on. Third round happens. Man, Billy Q taking it all over. The crowd is losing its mind, man. Jesus. Good fight. There was a point where it looked like Damon was done, damn near done. Billy Q almost had him on the ropes. He threw some shots right back at Billy Q. Billy said, nah, buddy, take these. A lot of control from Damon Jackson, but a lot of the strikes outweighed the control. And on top of that, Damon damn near looked like he was done for a couple times. So Billy Q got that win by unanimous decision. But a good fight. Go check that out if you missed it. Next fight here, everybody was upset. Not me, though. The Guyana native, Carlston Harris, man, for Jeremiah Wells. And for 2 rounds, this did not look good for Carlston. Jeremiah threw some strikes, put his jiu-jitsu out there, got a control against the cage, got takedowns against the cage, and worked pretty well for himself. He actually had a submission attempt. He had a couple submission attempts. Carlston worked his way, fought well, fought a rear naked choke off. He fought some rear naked choke attempts off, if I remember correctly. It was a lot of control from this guy. I forgot one. There was one attempt that was really nasty, but Carlston got it. Then eventually, somewhere in the third round, well, we also got to talk about Carlston trying to throw shots and throwing shots so damn heavy that he literally tumbled and fell. He got to work on that. But in the third round, Carlston managed to take advantage of Wells and get a good position and lock up an anaconda choke? Jeremiah Wells was asleep. He choked him out. The guy was dead. He was gone. And there's Carlston Harris with a come from behind victory. Craziest thing. This guy Wells was asleep. And let me tell you how crazy it is. Jeremiah Wells is a Renzo Gracie. Yeah, he trains under Renzo Gracie, if I remember correctly. Let's actually look at that. We can see what his belt is. Yeah, he's a black belt. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Can you imagine that shit? Can you imagine that? We don't even know what this man. We don't even know what this man's belt degree is. But this man, Jeremiah Wells, is a black belt under Renzo Gracie and got choked out by Colston Harris, who's still trying to evolve his MMA game. He's not necessarily a jiu-jitsu practitioner. His striking is not fully leveled or locked in like Jeremiah Wells's is. And you can see it in the fight. But damn, that's crazy. Kyler Phillips, the Matrix, fought Ronnie Barcelos. Won that fight by unanimous decision. Man, I hate to say it, but Ronnie Barcelos, he might have regressed, man. Barcelos is regressing, and that's kind of nuts to say, because Barcelos was a crazy big deal just a little while ago, man. That loss against Victor Henry, man, he hasn't quite been the same since. The explosiveness is not quite there. He's a lot more wrestle heavy, which is not his thing because then he tires out. And you've seen that in this fight. Kyler Phillips managed to work him on the feet. And when Barcelos couldn't get the takedowns quite necessarily, man, like even if he did get the takedowns, he was quite gassed. And Kyler managed to work and get his own takedowns and do his own thing. Crazy speed on the striking. But Kyler got that win, man. Next fight, too. A little surprising. Ludovic Klein for Ignacio Bahamondes. And I thought Bahamondes would probably get this win because Bahamondes is pretty tall, pretty rangy. He has the kick that he usually tends to use his kick up the middle to maintain distance, maintain range. So he keeps guys at the ends of the punches. Klein said, F all that. Klein pretty much forced this dude into a boxing fight. Now, Klein is a kickboxer. He's like a boxer, kickboxer. Lean more towards the boxing because his hands are vicious. But this dude wrestled. He took Ignacio Bahamondes down. He took him down quite a couple times. His cardio looked good. He managed to crack Ignacio with some really crazy shots. I think some of those shots that Ludovic hit him with would have put most dudes out. Most dudes out. But shit, Ignacio ate those things, man. But Ignacio got hit up. He got beat up bad. He got wrestled. He got taken down, controlled, beat up on the ground. Stand up, beat up on the ground. Ludovic's left. Was it his right hand? I want to say his right. He was throwing this nasty check hook. He's throwing hooks ridiculously, though, with both hands. But his uppercut was pretty solid, too. But it didn't really wrap up Bahamondes, man. But, like, Bahamondes was just taking punishment. But Ludovic Klein won that. That was impressive. Tanner Bozer fought Alexa Kamer in light heavyweight. This fight was a head scratcher because Bozer's here at light heavyweight and Kamer hasn't fought in a minute. Tanner Bozer made this fight look a lot harder than what it was supposed to be. But then again, mofos, as I mentioned during the stream, mofos are fighting for their jobs, man. So they going all out. And Cameron took a lot of shots, but Cameron was catching Bozer with a lot of crazy shots too. And I'm just there like, yo, Tanner, you're supposed to be technical, man. Your striking is way above Cameron's. How the hell are you getting caught by some of these crazy ass shots? He's getting caught by these crazy ass shots. Cameron got a takedown, but Tanner managed to land a lot more, improve a little bit more, defend some more takedowns. Tanner won. Tanner beat Cameron, unanimous decision. Diego Lopez fought Gavin Tucker in the next one, which was actually the second. Oh, shit. This was the third fight in the main card. Okay. This was the main card portion, so this was the third fight in the main card. Diego Lopez, who just fought RDAvLUQUE, fought the returning Gavin Tucker. I had a feeling this was going to be bad. Gavin Tucker was going to come out. He had good wrestling. But Diego Lopez just fought RDAvLUQUE. And the way he looked against Movsar, that he was going to carry that into this fight. This motherfucker, these dudes fought. This man jumped, went for a flying triangle or flying armbar attempt. Went down. He locked up a triangle. He grabbed the arm. He made things nasty. Gavin couldn't get out. When Gavin tried, he made it even tighter. Man, minute 38, we're done here, man. Diego Lopez. What a finish. Damn. Diego Lopez is the truth, man. I want to see his climb through this division for real, for real. My dude Dustin Jacoby. He showed up in the next one. For Kennedy Nzechukwu. This was pretty good too. They fought. They threw strikes. Kennedy put a lot of pressure on Dustin early. And I think that was the problem. Kennedy came in, locked up Dustin. Well, knocked up Dustin. Dustin got against the cage. Kennedy charged in. Got caught. Boom. Nasty right hand put him down on the ground. Took his legs. He was rocked bad. And then he came in, landed more shots, ground strikes. Boom, that was it. Dustin Jacoby, first round TKO. Shit. The next one, my girl Jessica Andrade fought Tatiana Suarez. And as much as I wanted Jessica Andrade to win, man, I had the feeling it wasn't going to happen. Lord knew it did not happen. Tatiana Suarez got this win. Jessica tried to wrestle. Jessica didn't even try to wrestle. She tried to throw strikes. And the striking just didn't look. There's no real patience with Jessica Andrade in the striking, man. It's like she'll try to strike, and if things hit the fan, she goes into berserker mode. She was trying not to, but she kind of fell into that. And props to Tatiana, because Tatiana threw some good kicks in there. She pumped up a jab. And she threw a lot of good stuff in there for Jessica Andrade to bite on so she could get the takedowns. She got a takedown. And every time she got the takedown, she got control. Andrade wasn't really able to get up. Second round was the same thing. It was just a matter of time. She took her down. I think Jessica tried to get a takedown. There you go. Jessica went and tried to get a takedown. And Tati got the chin. Actually, Tatiana got the choke so tight, she needed one arm. The whole left arm was right under the chin because Andrade gave the space because of the takedown, and just because of the angle of how they went, the whole arm was there. She barely had to grab both arms, both hands. She barely had to make a clutch. You know what I mean? She barely had to grip pretty much. Andrade taps out. Jessica Andrade taps out. The number 5 strawweight taps out. That is 3 straight losses for Jessica Andrade. In her last 8 fights, she is 4-4. She beat Chukagian at at flyweight. Cynthia Calvillo, I think, at strawweight. Amanda Lemos at strawweight. Lauren Murphy at flyweight. But she lost to Shevchenko. She lost to Blanchfield at flyweight. Lost to Zhao Yan and Tatiana Suarez. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Andrade is 31 years old. 32 now, I think. Yo, sit a year off and try to get your skills set back, man. You need to add to the table. You can't just go in there with just bolo punches and raw power, man. That time passed, man. That time's passed. And the main event, Corey Sandhagen for Rob Font. Good. All right fight, but the Nashville crowd did not like it. Unfortunately, Corey Sandhagen got injured, as I mentioned. So you have to go to wrestling and constantly wrestle Rob Font to the ground. Rob Font did defend some takedowns. He did throw some good shots on the feet, but he kept getting taken down. Rob Font, on just a few days' notice, took this fight. Sandhagen said he was injured during the fight. But the weird thing was that Rob Font wasn't able to defend none of these takedowns, man. This joint was crazy. But the Nashville crowd was pissed. Dana White left the show early by the 4th round. I don't know what to tell you. That shit was a head scratcher. Serious head scratcher, for real. And the Paul Diaz card. But before that, let's get into it. Luciano Ramos beat CJ Hamilton. Unanimous decision. The lightweight bout. Jose Aguayo beat Noel Cavazos. Majority decision. In a super welterweight bout. Kevin Newman III fought Calisto Madera at a catchweight 165-pound bout. A unanimous decision. Alan Sanchez beat Angel Beltran. Unanimous decision at welterweight. Shadazia Green fought Olivia Curry. Beat her unanimous decision. Shadazia Green, I haven't watched that fight yet, but I'm going to. Shadazia's a beast, man. Ashton Salve fought William Silva. Got a stoppage at lightweight. TKO. 4th round TKO. Body shots. Chris Avila beat Jeremy Stevens by unanimous decision. Amanda Serrano and Heather Hardy had themselves a bout. Respect to New York, you know what I mean? Both these ladies from the area. Hardy, if I remember, I think Hardy out of Brooklyn. Yeah, they both out of Brooklyn. Yeah. Serrano out of Brooklyn, and I think Heather Hardy's out of Brooklyn, yeah. So, big props to both of them. Had a really good fight. I know Alicia Bumgarner was calling out Serrano for a fight. We'll see what happens because everything rallies around Katie Taylor right now, as far as lightweights and featherweight divisions go, stuff like that. Yeah, super featherweight, all that stuff happening. So we got to see what happens there. Katie Taylor's supposed to fight Cameron. What's that girl? Chantel Cameron again over in Ireland this time around. So we'll see how that turns out. Then we'll see what they start booking after that. And Jake Paul fought Nate Diaz in that main event, man. Now, I know we all have our feelings. Yo, what's up, Gary? We all have our feelings about Jake Paul. Jake Paul, fighting the old guys. Yo, what's up, Tony? I don't know if Nonsensical's in here, man. If he's still in here, but he came through. What's going on, brother? How you doing? I appreciate it. But yeah, we talk about Jake Paul. Jake Paul finding older guys, damn near retired guys. Um, and this thing with him, he's been making money. Now, it's not. All right, no problem, man. Do what you got to do, man. I know you're a busy guy. You busy. You know what I mean? You got to work. Then you got to broadcast. You know what I mean? Do your dad thing. You know what I mean? I feel you. Tony, man. Ain't no sweat, brother. Do what you got to do. We catch up. But this guy, he's managed to make money. People who managed to fight him managed to make some money. People tune into it. The hardcore boxing fan doesn't feel it. Bless you. You're welcome. The hardcore boxing fan is not with it. But if you're just like, yo, I know these guys. For the casual fans, they're going to come in and tune into it. The MMA fans are going to tune into it. Some of the boxing people are going to tune into it. But that's the new age of boxing. You bring these new, younger kids into it. And what he did out there, he looked all right. Nate Diaz went out there to fight. Going into the fight, it looked like Nate didn't really care about really trying to promote this event, really. He just wanted to go in there, fight, get his check, and go home. And he went out there and he fought. Didn't know he was going to get knocked down in the second round. That happened. He got caught. Boy, he got caught by left. Like a left dropped him. Yeah, he got dropped. He got back up. They continued to fight. Jake looked good early. Then Jake looked kind of offbeat. He looked really gassed somewhat. A lot of steam from his punches weren't quite there like they were in the earlier rounds. And trust, Jake really put in some work. But I think it was because he tried to finish Nate, which was a little surprising. He thought he could do, what he did to everybody else. And even though I'll criticize Jake for some of the stuff he's done, and I'll give Jake credit where credit's due, he did a lot of trash talking in this fight with Nate. But they were able to chill and, make peace with what was going on. But yeah, Nate came back the later rounds of the fight, showing that cardio, that Diaz cardio. They slow starters, but they pick up. But as I said when we was watching this fight, I said that's the problem. Diaz can pick up, but Diaz got to pick up and be strong. And how many of these rounds are you going to give up till you get strong and win this fight? That's an issue. We ended up seeing it play out. one of the judges gave like what, a 91, 95 or something like that, or some and other score type sort of something like that, and it's like, ugh. But Nate, not that's just a Nate box, but Nate ain't fighting in a while. Nate went out there, he looked all right. I think if Nate was a little bit more serious, he probably would look good. Probably. Um, did Jake look good? Not necessarily, but he got a knockdown. Yeah. Could Jake done better? Yeah. Could they both have done better? Yeah. But for what it was a very entertaining fight. Um, I know they interviewed Nick, and Nick said he wants to be down with getting a fight there. Um, against Jake if Nate doesn't want to do a rematch. He even wants to fight Logan. I see Jake also threw the idea of an MMA fight between the two. I think if they do an MMA fight, it'll sell. I think it'll sell. Um, do they do it in the PFL cage? You know what I mean? That's gonna be the thing. If Nate goes in, how many fights is gonna try to sign in, or is this gonna be an independent type event? That's gonna be the big deal there. Other than that, that was good. That was good. I can't complain. I can't complain. They got to pick up and take things serious though, but it was what it was. They get some money. They get some money. I'm walling. They gonna get a good piece of money out of there. Jake could get a good piece of money. It went between ESPN and the Zone. I just wonder how much is that split really gonna be? Because that's what you got to think about it. If it's aired between ESPN and the Zone, how you split those buys? You know what I mean? Are you splitting those buys, and does it go by? We got to split it down the middle, or yo, they brought more off the ESPN and the Zone, so you could take your chump change the Zone. We're gonna take this ESPN, and but we'll see. We'll see during the week. I'll check. I'll check into it. Um, that said, I think that was it for the most part, right? Let's get into this week. So this week, uh, we kicked off with a doubleheader. Actually, I didn't mention this last weekend stream, last Wednesday stream, but yo, the Contender Series happened yesterday. So we watched the Contender Series. Anybody who came through on OK Live watched the Contender Series. We watched it. It was pretty cool. Um, good fights. Good fights happened for the first week. So we caught that, and we caught the what was it? The how I forget? How I forget? Um, Ultimate Fighter season 11. They did kind of put the spoilers out there, but based off of yesterday's episode, Kurt Holloway stopped Jason Knight. Good fight back and forth. Um, these boys were just landing on each other, man. There was a little bit of grappling, but a little bit of clinching, but a lot of striking between these two. It's just that Holloway just put a little bit more pressure on him, try to take the legs out. He took the legs out of this dude, Jason Knight, and then started pouring it, and eventually got the TKO finish. I can't hate on it. They promised a crazy fight. They delivered. Jason Knight always game, man. I just hope, these guys managed to get an opportunity. But let's get into this real quick. Week 1, we had 5 fights, 5 winners, and 5 contracts were given. So we had a dude out of Peru, And I just mentioned about Pinedo, Kevin Borjas. He picked up a unanimous decision win against Victor Diaz in the first fight of flyweights. If I gotta make a criticism, well, nah, Borjas land he did good. He took over because he got taken down by Victor Diaz. Diaz didn't do much with the takedowns. He had control, but he didn't work nothing with it, you know? And when Borjas was throwing hands, this motherfucker would throw hands. Woo! Not only just the shots he throws to the head, but his combinations and his body work, man. Boy, oh boy. He got potential, man. Diaz was out of American Top Team. He came in on short notice. So that's why. But he has a chin on him. He has a chin. But they gave Borjas the contract, man. They gave him the win, and he got the contract. The next fight was Peyton Talbot versus Reyes Cortez, the brother of Tracy Cortez. I think he's like the younger brother. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Let me make sure. Cause I'm gonna make sure how old is Tracy before I start talking crap. She right here. She right here with her fine self. Tracy Cortez still fine. Yep. The older brother. I thought it was the younger brother. But yeah. Reyes came out here. He had a chance back like 2 years ago. Came in here for Peyton Talbot. Talbot's been fighting on Uriah Faber's card. I didn't know much about him. Learned a lot. Reyes came in first round, put in some good wrestling, tried to get the takedown. If there was one thing that was very impressive, Reyes tried to wrestle and get a takedown. He did not get takedowns like that against Peyton Talbot. Talbot managed to defend the actual takedown itself very well. Even though Reyes got the waist lock, he did not really get to take Talbot down. Talbot managed to stay up on his feet for the most part, break away, and land shots. Reyes was landing some bangers. But boy, oh boy, when that second round came, it was ugly. Reyes kept getting tagged and tagged and tagged. And it wasn't even like something. He got tagged, but he was getting tagged from damn near distance. This boy Payne was throwing some jabs. He threw the straight punches. He had he was throwing some uppercuts. He got a couple knees in the mix. Yo, this dude was slinging leather, man. I'm like, Jesus. And then he got even stronger in the third. It was like, what? Reyes was trying to move away and he ended up going from, I gotta stick to him like glue, to now I gotta get away from this man like the plague. Payne Talbot gets a win. Reyes ends up going home again without a contract. They gave Payne a contract for sure. And props to this man, man. He got the Bleach. I don't know if you guys ever watched the anime Bleach, but he had the Spider hole tattoo. You know, they got the spiders, they got the hole in the front and the back. The hole pretty much goes through their body. But yeah, he got himself a tattoo of the same thing. I said, yo, that's impressive. We had a fight in the heavyweight division as Kyle Machado, who was 7-1, fought Kevin Zaflarski out of Poland. And I picked Zaflarski to win this one. But sadly, this fight you got to skip if you're watching this Contender Series. You got to skip it. This was horrible on Zaflarski's part, not on Machado. A lot of people were arguing about this, and I had to talk to some people on Twitter and be like, yo, that's not his fault. I figured they're going to give Machado the contract. Machado will win. Machado is going to get a contract. the UFC needs heavyweights. But more importantly, Machado fought like a dude that wanted to get a contract. This wasn't like, oh, I'm just here. I'm just going to throw these bullshit punches. I'm not going to do nothing else. Just throw these, wing these, and that's it. No, he marched through. He ate some. Well, Savarsky didn't even throw strikes. All this man wanted to do was hug all the fight. Literally hug. He barely threw strikes. I'm about to do something very embarrassing. Yes, I am. Let's see if we can find it. I'm gonna see if we can find it. If we can find the stats from the Contender Series. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. I'll probably be able to find it. No? Nah, that's crazy. I gotta find this shit. Because I think Safarsky probably landed. He barely threw strikes. He probably landed at least like less than 40 strikes. And Machado probably threw his life away in strikes. Also, Talbot landed over 140 strikes, which is insane. Yeah, Carly, I watched them, you know. Carly said about God, so I mean, I'll wait at this time. He goes on the phone. I go outside. I talk to him. I always at this time. I say, yes, in woman. Well, I was trying to look up for some more stats, but forget it. But yeah, Machado landed probably over 100 punches. Safarsky probably barely made it past 40 strikes in general. Yo, this dude was just hugging. Don't watch this fight. Skip this fight. Tom Nolan out of Australia in the next one. For the lightweights, fought a dude by the name of Bogdan Grad. And I thought Grad was going to do his thing with this kickboxing. Yo. Tom Nolan said, F all that. Tom marched through. Tom threw strikes. Grad tried to throw. Nolan made him eat every one of these strikes. Grad got dropped. Grad got back up. Grad said, no, Grad got taken down. Grad fought back up. There you go. Grad was like, Nolan was like, cool, let's just scrap. Grad tried to do some cool stuff. Nolan said, nah, you can eat all that. Gave this dude a left hook. Boom. Grad dropped. Grad thought he was going to get back up. Nolan looked at him, said, ah! And threw a nasty straight left hand. Put that man out. Hit him once. Boom. Grad's hands. He went into the sleep pose. His hands touched. His mouthpiece flew out. This man just turned over, man. He looked like he was going to. He looked like he was just napping. Crazy. Tom Nolan got a contract. Let's go. And then we had Cesar Almeida, the guy who fought Alex Pereira in kickboxing, fought Lucas Fernando. Two guys with two really solid kickboxing backgrounds. This was a good back and forth fight. Good back and forth fight. Fernando came in strong the first round. He used the takedowns. They struck pretty well, but Fernando had the first round because of the takedowns and a lot of control in the first round. He worked. He made sure Almeida didn't catch his balance to get back up. Pretty much drove in with the takedown. pummeled. Second round came. Fernando tried to do the same thing. Almeida ended up getting a crazy position. Almeida ended up getting a mount. Then Almeida ended up like looking with something like a reverse triangle, inverted triangle. Was punching up Fernando. They're good. Third round, both these dudes were fighting. Fernando throwing strikes, Almeida throwing strikes. Another takedown happened, but Almeida fought that off. Managed to land a lot of shots himself. He got himself some good positioning. Really good fight. Almeida gets the win. Another thing of more damage being scored. So all 5 of those folks got contracts, man. Crazy stuff. We out of here. What are we here for today, though? Well, we have 2 MMA events that are going to take place. We have 2 boxing events that are going to take place. As we have Bellator 298 on Friday. Oh, before I even leave, let me just go. Shout out to my girl Sabina Mazo. Sabina Mazo picked up a win on Friday. Last week Friday. She got a decision. She's now the LFA women's flyweight champion. Much hard fought win, much needed win in the career of Sabina Mazo, man. Sabina made it to the UFC. Did not have the greatest run, man. It was rough. It was rough. She managed to beat Shayna Dobson, JJ Aldrich, and Justine Case. But, man, she got those last 3 fights, man, in the UFC were rough. Alexis Davis beat her at bantamweight because she couldn't make that strawweight. She missed the flyweight limit. Agapova beat her at flyweight. Bad. And then Miranda Maverick did bad. So it was like rough. But she got that win though. Happy for her. My dude Jalen Fuller lost. He got beat up by Daniel Frunza. And Isaac Thompson out of Australia. He beat this dude Larian Douglas on the LFA card. And Josiah Reyes, yes, he got a unanimous decision. But other than that, man, yeah, let's get into why we're here. So, like I was saying, 2 big cards to watch out for in MMA. 1 important fight, and the other one I don't know, depending on how you feel about it. Let's talk about the boxing one first. So, on Saturday at 7 on ESPN Plus, you can tune into Top Rank Boxing live at Glendale, Arizona, as Emmanuel Navarrete defends WBO World Super Featherweight title against Oscar Valdez. This is a big deal. This fight is dope. And Valdez is looking to climb back to where he needs to be. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be dope. You know, he had that last loss against Shakur Stevenson, and he was supposed to fight Navarrete before, but it got scrapped. But he beat up Lopez instead. You know, this is the dude who beat Robson Contial, and he stopped Burchelt when Burchelt had all that steam behind him. Yo, my boy here bad, man. Valdez is a bad dude. And he's going to fight Navarrete, the Battle of Mexico, man. Mexico's finest. Both of these guys only got 1 loss by decision. No, both of these guys only got 1 loss in their record. But these guys are nasty. We got Raymond Muratalla in the co-main against Diego Torres. At lightweight, undefeated Raymond. Torres undefeated too. 18-0 versus 16-0. Lindolfo Delgado undefeated versus Yair Valtierra, who's 14-2. Richard Torres Jr., the big boy heavyweight, fights Willie Jake Jr., 11-3-2. Richard Torres, the Olympian, be careful. Javier Martinez, 8-0-1, fights Isaiah Wise, 11-2. Antonio Mireles, 7-0, fights Dajuan Calloway. Dajuan Calloway, 5-2. Another heavyweight fight, looks that way. Sergio Rodriguez fights Eduardo Ayala. Emiliano Vargas fights Jorge Luis Marquez. And Ricardo Wolvalcaba versus Adam Kepenga will kick out the card. But damn, if you're going to watch boxing this weekend, watch the Navarrete Valdez card. Watch that card. I might just focus on this, trying to get that card. I know I'm not going to be able to get it because I'm going to be watching UFC. But if this UFC card finishes early, I kind of hope it does. I'll tune in right to the Navarrete fight because the Navarrete fight is definitely worth watching. If you're going to watch a fight on Saturday, watch that shit. Okay? Go watch it. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, which means the main event might probably be till 10 o'clock, 10 or 11. So please go and do that. I'm going to mix it up. MMA boxing. So we're going to get the MMA thing on the way. On Friday, there's a big deal. I don't know if you got to hear this, but I'm going to talk about it. And I think some of the people on the stream last week heard it. During the weekend heard it. But Bellator is going to be on its last couple legs. These last couple events, y'all. This card on Friday, I'm going to watch. I recommend you watch it too because there's a lot of good matchups on this card. Really good matchups on this card. The number one contender, Logan Storley, fights Irish Brennan Ward, who's number 8. Brennan Ward was just on a dude on fire in the early time that he came into Bellator. Unfortunately, he was arrested. He had drug addiction, alcohol. It was just crazy. And since he made his return, it's been amazing to watch. He will be main eventing for opportunity at the welterweight title. This card is going to be really good. We got some wrestlers here. I always mention Bellator is always big time with their wrestling pickups. The amateur wrestling, collegiate wrestling, Olympic level wrestling pickups, they do so well. So, dude by the name of Michael Blockus will be making his MMA debut against Eli Mefford, who's 0-4-0. Blockus, NCAA level wrestler. Jordan Oliver will be making his debut against Andrew Triolo. Now, this dude is training in Killcliff. He's a featherweight. Is Jordan Oliver. This dude is big business wrestling. This is like ATT level wrestlers showing up out here. Like big time Olympic level. Jordan Oliver is making his debut against Triolo. That's 2 reasons you should watch already. We got Gerald Hodge versus Marceli Alves. Okay. Oh, okay. I said that right. At bantamweight, Hodge is 10-3. Alves is 11-3. The OG Josh Hill, 22-5 out of Canada, faces Russian Kasumov. Always these Russians, and the first and last names are damn near the same. You know, Sambo specialist background. Joshua got his hands full. Leandro Higo, former title contender. Longtime member of Nova Union, 21-6-0. Fights Nikita Mikhailov, okay, 10-2. Another Russian. So that wrestling is crazy. One of these two will more than likely have a wrestling but a striking game. I look forward to seeing which one of these guys really will. I think it'll be Mikhailov. I think it'll be Mikhailov. No, it'll be Kasumov. I'll base that off the matchups. Josh Hill is a striker, decent level grappling, experienced grappling. They'll match him up with a guy who can strike as well as grapple. So there you go. So Mikhailov will be the grappler, heavy grappler, decent striking. Higo, heavy grappler, decent striker. Alfie Davis out of the UK, 15-4-1, will be fighting Alon Cruz, who was a former contender series signee, and unfortunately he lost because he got whooped. So they let him go. Sullivan Cauley, who's 5-1, will be fighting Hamza Salim at light heavyweight. Diana Silva, who's still here, 10-8, will be fighting Ekaterina Shakalova. Shakalova 7-1. She's out of the Ukraine. She look alright. Oh, and she a grappler. Oh, this will be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Because Silva could grapple a little bit, but her bread and butter is her striking. And she's big for the division. Katerina, she's mainly a grappler. We'll see. Vladimir Tokov, who's 8-2. This kid's impressive so far. Out of Russia. Versus Jairo Pacheco, who's 7-1. This is a lightweight bout. And my brother. 3 decisions, 2 wins by finish. 4 wins by finish. And he only lost to Kilis Mota his last fight out. Making his Bellator debut. This will be very impressive to watch. We also have Diana Asaragova continues her undefeated run here against Justine. Oh, Quiche, because she pooped her pants. That's kind of crazy, but it is. Felice Herrick, there you go. That's why she pooped her pants. So 2 Russians are going to be facing each other. This will be a good fight. Old school, new school, somewhat. We got Enrique Barzola, my dude out of AKA. If I remember, he has AKA, right? AKA Enrique Barzola. Yes, still AKA. Out of Peru. That's why I always talk about the Peru dudes. Versus the undefeated Jalon Bates at bantamweight. Now, Jalon, good prospect. Coming up big time. No KO wins, but 4 wins by submission and 3 by decision. He beat Jornel Lugo, split decision. That's a tough dude to beat, and he did that. It's a big step up against a veteran like Enrique. We'll see what happens, man. We got my dude Lucas Brennan, a.k.a. Skywalker, the son of Charlie Brennan. Was it Charlie? Chris Brennan, my fault. Chris Brennan is his brother, his son, his dad. Long time MMA fighter, has like over close to 20 or over, close to 20 wins by submission. Really good jiu-jitsu practitioner his dad was, and still is. His son is here. I talk about him from time to time. 8-0, fighting at featherweight. He's facing Weber Almeida. Oh, shoot. Weber Almeida, man. Now, Weber only has one win by decision. Every other win is by knockout or technical knockout. He only has one loss by decision. This is going to be the toughest fight in Lucas Brennan's career yet. Because Brennan was 155, jumping to 145 the last two or so fights. He's fighting Almeida. Jesus Christ. Oh, Almeida's a good opponent striker, man. But you can't get wrapped up in the setups. So I'll see what that's gonna do. But I like Brennan, man. Brennan's improving his striking, but his jiu-jitsu, world class, man. World class stuff. Very dangerous jiu-jitsu game. Out of those 8 wins, 2 of them out of the 8 wins, 1 is by decision. The other 7 are by finish. And he has 1 TKO win. The rest of them are submissions. Brennan's a bad boy. We'll see if he continues it. Now the main card, Sydney Outlaw, OG Sydney Outlaw fights Islam Mammadov. Mammadov is 22-1. Outlaw is 16-5. Outlaw did challenge for the lightweight title, I think, at one point. He's fought a couple of the big names in Bellator. This dude's out of Russia, but he trains in Jersey with, Mark Henry and some of those guys. But yeah, last 2 fights, he beat Nick Brown by unanimous decision, beat Zach Zane. Benson Henderson did beat him by split decision. I don't like the way he fights, though. He's a guy who fights but doesn't really offer a lot. He wrestles but doesn't really do a lot with the grappling, really. With the wrestling, he just holds you down. There's nothing much happening. I don't know if he's changed that since, but it's just, I'm grabbing you. I'm going to hold you down. That's it. I'm not going to punch you. I'm not going to rack up with a lot of output on the ground. I'm not looking for ground and pound. I'm just chilling. Nobody got time for that. Outlaw, on the other hand, defends some takedowns pretty well, but he's up there in age, but his striking is pretty good. He can also wrestle pretty well. Unless you're a high-level wrestler, then you're in trouble. But he's pretty game. We'll see what happens there. 145, the return of James Gallagher. Conor McGregor light. He faces James Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a pretty good young talent. Good matchup for Gallagher coming back here out of SBG. Our boy here, Gonzalez, trains out of Longo Weidman, He's 2-2 in his last 4. Got beat by Pico, but he fought some dudes. He beat Cody Law. I think he's the guy who gave Cody Law his first loss. And then Vakas, he beat this dude, Vikas Singh Uhil, off on PFL. But they didn't sign him. Bullshit. But James Gallagher, his 2 losses, Ricky Bandejas, Patchy Mix. Can't get mad at those. We haven't seen him in like a whole year, so in over a year, a little over a year, somewhere over a year and a half. Let's be for real. So we'll see how he does here. Good jiu-jitsu. We'll see if the striking works and the change in weight classes, how that works out for him. Next fight, Aaron Jeffrey out of Canada faces my boy Dalton Roster. I like Dalton Roster, man. Dalton Roster's a goddamn unit. And God bless Bellator for signing him, man. This dude's 27 years old, man. Trains with the Matt Factory Wrestling Club, hand in hand with ATT. This boy is dangerous. You don't know if you're going to get wrestled to a decision or knocked the hell out, man. Yo, what up, Ted? What's happening, Ted? Brother Ted, what's going on, brother? I see you here now. What's going on? Let's hear talking, man. But yeah, Don Roster, my dude. I campaigned for this guy for some time now, man. Always cheer for him. Don Roster, Johnny Eblin, my dude Lucas Brennan. Who was it? Bates, Jalon Bates, and Gibson, Lance Gibson Jr. A couple of those dudes I've campaigned for over on Twitter. Super happy for these guys to continue their careers. But he's going Don Roster's a unit. Crazy hands, good boxing skills. Love his jab. His jab is so freaking good, man. His boxing is just so freaking clean, and it gets better. That's the thing. You literally see his improvements every fight. When you think like, yo, he's afraid to fight in the pocket, cool, I'll show you what I can do. He fights in the pocket. Yo, this guy's crazy. He's just going to throw hands and not go for a takedown. There's the takedown. Oh, ain't no way he going to knock this dude out. He knocked him out. There's yo. Don Roster's the truth. If Bellator ends up getting brought out, I hope the UFC picked this mofo up, for real. Aaron Jeffrey, on the other hand, out of Canada, former CFFC champ, if I remember correctly, Niagara top team, been fighting for a minute, whooping people for a minute. He's 2-3 though. He's 3-2 in his last 5. You know, he was on the Contender Series. He lost to Barrio. I respect that. He beat Wes Harris, Fabio Aguilar, and he actually knocked out Austin Vanderford. He stopped Austin Vanderford. Then he fought John Salter. And we all know, if you know John Salter, it is not easy beating John Salter. John Salter's wrestling jiu-jitsu is a cluster of what the, you know what I mean? But yo, Jeffrey's going to give Roster a fight. Roster got to just stick to the wrestling, find your shots when you need it. Jeffrey's a very tricky guy to deal with because of his pressure and his cardio. But it should be fun. Next fight, the left-hand man of Fedor Emelianenko, Valentin Moldavsky. I say left-hand man because Vadim Nemkov is Fedor's right-hand man. Moldavsky is the left-hand man because he's looked all right, but not as polished as Nemkov has been. You know what I mean? He's going up against Steve Mari, who's undefeated at 10-0-1. Mari is a giant. He is a giant. This dude is 6'8" with a 79-inch reach. This motherfucker is riding the wave. 7 wins as an amateur, 10 as a professional. Crazy fights, bro. Crazy fights. He's fighting Moldavsky here. Now, if I remember correctly, I think this fight no, it's not. Yeah, why did I think it was? Yeah, it was. It is. It is. It's a rematch. Yeah, it's a rematch. Because his last 2 fights, he had to draw. He had to draw against Isaev. Before that, he fought Moldavsky, but an eye poke happened. So now this is a rematch from that eye poke. All right. This is going to be good. Moldavsky is a good sambo wrestler. He strikes all right. Nothing really crazy to scream about. But the ground game, he's okay. Kind of F's up, though. Be honest, he kind of does. That's why I say left-hand man, not right-hand man. Mari is still getting his wits together. But so far, this dude is a closer. When he goes to fight, man, this guy looks to try to get shit done. He don't like decisions. He is not a fan of decision. No. All by finish. 4 by KO TKO, 6 by submission. This fight is a damn. This is where we're gonna say, yo, if Mari wins, we gotta give him a title shot. This is gonna be fun. And then we got Logan Storley, Brendan Ward. Now Logan Storley, big time wrestler. I think he was like a Big Ten. Big Ten? Is it Big Ten? Big Ten or NCAA? Let me check that out before I start bullshitting y'all real quick. Because I'm right here. I could check that out. Know what I mean? Yep, NCAA Division I. That's correct. Yeah, see, I was saying, why did I keep thinking? I always confuse him with Michael Chandler. But yeah, NCAA Division I. Yes, out of Dakota, definitely. Yep, and he's brought this so far to the Bellator cage, and it's done pretty well. Heavy level wrestling. The striking just hasn't matched up yet, really, but he's kind of worked his way to that. He's worked his way to it. Some of the fights, though, he's kind of looked really awkward. I will say this, though. 6 wins by decision. 8 wins by KO TKO. A couple of those wins he actually got on the feet. A lot of them is due to the ground and pound. Yo, he's really good. He's good. Good with the wrestling. But if he doesn't have the wrestling to support, he's a sitting duck. That's why we're looking at Irish Brendan Ward. Brendan Ward is a very, very interesting character. Because Brendan Ward, as I mentioned, has been out for some time. Brendan does have a little bit of him wrestling. His wrestling, people don't really mention it, but Brendan Ward can wrestle. How much of that is he going to retain and bring it to this fight, though? That's going to be the question. Brendan Ward is an NCAA Division III wrestler. Does that make a difference? If this was just wrestling, maybe. But because this is a MMA bout, it's a matter of reaction time. Storley is dependent on his wrestling. Brendan isn't. Brendan Ward isn't. Brendan Ward is going to throw hands. He's going to look to defend takedowns and throw short elbows and hands. Logan Storley, we've seen if Logan can't get his wrestling off, he's screwed. And is it going to come down to Logan Storley getting the takedowns, getting control on those takedowns, and working, getting ground strikes on Brendan? We gotta put punishment on Brendan in any and every position. If not, Brendan Ward is going to get up and he's going to break this man down. So this dude can't say, oh, I can't do this no more. So Storley says, yo, I can't do this no more. I'm hurt. What the hell? It's just nuts. I'm in pain. Oh, my God. I'm going to stream this because if I don't, the homie Jason's going to get mad. So Friday, that's going to be there. Now let's talk about the other Saturday joint. Back to Saturday. Anthony Joshua was supposed to fight Dillian White. But Dillian White can't stay off the PEDs. He want to take the syringes in the butt cheeks. And he want to pop for another steroid. Again, another PED. This is his third test and his third failed test in his career. What the fuck? The last couple years, I went at Jarrell Miller for being a whole goofy and failing a drug test to fight Anthony Joshua. You were here talking about I would love to rematch Anthony Joshua. And when you get the opportunity to, you fail a drug test. Man, you's a whole goof, bro. Come on, man. What the hell? So, in late notice, we got Robert Helenius. Robert Helenius. 32-4. The Nordic Nightmare out of Sweden. But represents Finland. Ah, boy. He got a third round win in his last fight, which was actually a week ago. He's coming in here in a week notice. That's how short notice this is. He beat a dude in the third round. He damn near died against Deontay Wilder. I'm going to tell you something. Joshua, I'm not expecting you to beat this guy in one round. But I'm expecting you to finish this guy. If you don't finish this guy, I don't know what the hell to say to you, bro. I'm dead ass serious. You had a whole camp to train. You can't just say, yo, I can't finish this guy. You got to finish this guy. Other than that, this card seems to be okay. There's some prelim fights here. But important fights for you to pay attention to. Derek Chisora, 33-13. You know, everybody loves Derek Chisora. Whether he's doing some sus stuff or talking bull crap. He's going up against Gerald Washington, El Gallo Negro out of California. This is right around the same age, so I ain't mad at it. He's out of California. We'll watch it. Campbell Hatton, Ricky Hatton's son, 12-0. Where we find John Ansell, 10-4-0. This should be good. The British Southern Area Heavyweight Championship. Johnny Fisher, who's been fighting really good on some of these low-key cards. Yeah, he's fought on some of these. He fought on the Jacobs Ryder card. I remember that one. The Taylor Cabral card, he fought there. Yes, Chisora versus Parker is where I first seen him. And he's looked pretty good every time I see him. Sheer knockouts. He's fighting Harry Armstrong, who's 5-1-1. We'll see how this works. Filip Rogovic, 15-0, fights Dempsey McKean. McKean was the dude that they tried to get Tyson Fury to fight. And Filip Rogovic was another dude I think they were trying to get Tyson Fury to face. But he's fought some names. This guy Rogovic fought some names. He's pretty good. I won't just diss him. This last was who he fought last time. He just finished a lot of people. But he beat Zele Zhang back in 2022. Around this time last year. No. Yeah, around this time last year. I was right. Yeah. He fought Eric Molina. Which is I did see that fight. I'm sorry to throw that fight out there. But yeah. He did beat up Eric Molina. Molina tried to fight, you know. But he's a big, heavy-handed guy, man. But Dempsey McKean is the Australian dude who's a kickboxer, and he's fought some MMA, I think. Um, but I don't really know anybody who's really fought in boxing. So we'll see how that works, right? And Robert Helenius, I mentioned that. Anthony Joshua trying to find his way into these fights, trying to do big things for himself. Uh, this guy got to get the fight. So they're fighting in London. I really wish this fight would have been in the Saudi Arabia, but because it fell out. Think about this one is a pickup. This is pretty much a pickup because it was going to be Dillian White versus Joshua in England. It's going to get a whole bunch of money, and they'll sell out. I don't know how much it's going to sell out now. Probably, for the most part, it'll do really, really good in England. The buys, I don't know. But Joshua should do pretty well in this fight. Man. And now we got Fight Night. UFC Vegas 78. UFC on ESPN 51. A.K.A. UFC Fight Night. Vicente Luque versus Rafael Dos Anjos. Yes, this is what we pay attention to. Let me get this real quick because I like to pay attention to. Oh, shoot. Yeah, there's a power slap event today, too. Yeah, I'll probably stream it. I'm a degenerate. Whatever. As number 9, Rafael Dos Anjos faces number 10, Vicente Luque. Along with this card, man, we got some good fights, man. This is about a 12-fight card, man. Oh, 13. Okay, 13. They'll fit through 7 of these on the prelims. We got Juliana Miller versus Luana Santos. Santos look good. Yeah, Luana Santos was good. Yeah, she coming off from LFA, man. She got a lot of submission wins. She got 4 out of 5 wins. It's 3 by submission, 2 by decision. So this is right up Juliana Miller's alley of talent. Miller did beat up Rogan Walker, but then looked horrible against what's our girl? Veronica Hardy. Yeah, formerly known as Veronica Macedo. Veronica Hardy beat her up. Jesus. So we'll see how she does here. We got Damon Blackshear versus Jose Johnson. Blackshear is 13-5-1. Jose Johnson is 15-7. Blackshear, this is a bantamweight bout. Blackshear is pretty damn good, man. 8 wins by submission, 2 wins by KO TKO, 3 by decision. The 5 are by decision. And the last time we seen him, he beat Luan Lacerda. But who the hell is Luan Lacerda, really? Luan he has a good first round and then sucks everywhere else. Against Lobo Solitario, Jose Johnson was 15-7. He's currently on a 3-fight win streak. They just handed this dude a contract because he wouldn't go away. Be honest, this guy came in. I think he fought twice on the Contender Series. That could be bullshit. Let me make sure. Yeah, he fought on 2020. See? I remember. He fought Ronnie Lawrence 2020. He lost. He came back. He was on, he fought Mo Miller on Looking for a Fight. The UFC joint. The you Looking for a Fight edition of Fury FC. But then fought Jack Cartwright and won unanimous decision. So they gave him a contract. He wouldn't go away. Should be a good, eventful fight there. I'll probably take Blackshear. The first fight, I'll probably take Santos. But the second fight, I'll take Blackshear. Montserrat Ruiz fights Jacqueline Amorim in the next fight. Is a strawweight bout. Jacqueline was a former not Invicta champion, LFA champion out of American Top Team. High level jiu-jitsu, 5 wins by submission. 5 out of 6 wins were by submission. But the one loss was by decision against Sam Hughes. She's looking for this comeback fight here, trying to get in the win column against Montserrat Ruiz. Ruiz is the girl, pretty Mexican girl, 30 years old, out of Mexico, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, representing Texas. 5 of her wins by finish. The other 5 decision. The 2 losses, one by TKO, one by decision. And her last loss was that loss, that TKO. Lemo, she just fought a tank in Lemos. Let's be honest. There'll be a lot of grappling between these two. I don't know who's gonna win. This is a toss-up. But it's women's MMA, so you gotta always be prepared. I find that Amorim might have the somewhat better striking, the better game plan going in. Where Ruiz is gonna try to go for takedowns. Be wary of the head and arm throw, aka the head and arm throw and the scarf hold. Just be prepared for those things. And on Amorim's side, you just gotta hope and pray that Amorim don't pull guard on you, or Amorim doesn't just get top position. Because if he gets top position, you're screwed. The next fight, Josh Parisian versus Martin Boudet, is gonna be slow MMA. Boy, it's gonna be slow level. Parisian's in need of a win. Boudet is a guy whose fights haven't been like aesthetically pleasing, but he's gotten the wins. Because Boudet's a big guy, and he fights a lot smarter than Parisian. To be honest. Isaac Dolgarian faces Francis Marshall in the next one. At featherweight, the Midwest Chopper. Boy, you gotta check this topology. The ring girls he's with, boy, oh boy. He's on Factory X. All right. His 5 wins, finishes. All his wins are finishes. Damn. All right. I like this. 9-fight win streak. Yep. This is going to be pretty good. Against Francis Marshall. Francis took his first loss against, what's that boy's name? Gomez. There you go. But he's a big dude. That's a big kid for 145. Got a lot of wins by submission. Got his first knockout win in the UFC, in his career in the UFC. And won 2 fights by decision, lost 2 by decision. Was 1 by decision, my fault. This should be a good bout. Good come from behind. There'll be a lot of pressure coming from Isaac. I think Marshall should get this one here, though. Next fight, we got Mike Breeden. I say Marshall because Marshall can wrestle. Isaac looks like he got good finishes, but I don't know how his wrestling does. Is it a lot of these guys from this camp? They got jiu-jitsu, and he shows good jiu-jitsu promise. It's a matter of does he have wrestling to back that up. I'll check more into it and see. But right now, I'll say Marshall. I'll lean more towards. Terrence McKinney fights Mike Breeden. All honest to God, they're going to try to throw McKinney a bone here. McKinney got washed his last fight, which sucks. But those are the growing pains. Breeden got 10 wins, 5 losses, 8 finishes, all by strikes. So far, hasn't looked good. Hernandez knocked him out. Levy won by unanimous decision. They put McKinney in. McKinney just got submitted. This is like a gimme fight. If McKinney loses this year, I don't know what to say. But this is a gimme fight from McKinney. Straight up gimme fight. That's all I can say. That's just a gimme. Just really hand me this fight. Marcus McGee gets another fight here. Man, Marcus showed up from MMA Live. Boy, oh boy. Did he show up big. Beat the brakes out of Journey Newsom. Defended takedowns. Punished them. Got a takedown. Punished them. Submitted them. JP Bays coming back. JP is in need of a win, man. 3-fight losing streak. He got submissions. A lot of people saying, he could get this win. I'm be honest. I don't know if JP can. McGee could crack. And he has really good wrestling. He's training with Beast. But we'll see. Frem versus Pickett in the middleweights next. Frem 10-4. Pickett 13-9. Pickett uses a little bit more wrestling. I think Frem is the better striker. I think Frem is a little bit of the better overall guy. But Jamie Pickett has a lot of experience. And he's slowly getting better. It's an interesting one. Coin flip it. I'll coin flip it and figure it out. But yeah, Frem, good move. He's another guy at a Factory X, if I remember correctly. Those good knees, very rangy. Pickett is kind of rangy too. But the difference is that Jamie Pickett's fight IQ flies out the goddamn window sometimes. So we'll see how that works. AJ Dobson fights Tafon and Chukwi in the 185 next fight. This is the second main card fight. Okay, so Frem Pickett opens up the main card. Tafon Dobson follows. Okay. Tafon is 6-3. Fought as a light heavyweight. Dropped down to middleweight. Looks a lot better. AJ is a guy who looks all right. But his fight IQ flies out the window too because the mofo don't listen. We'll see. I'm telling you, this is the card of, if you lose, you're gone. Everybody's fighting for their jobs out here. That serious. Everybody's fighting for their jobs. Dobson fights good. He wrestles. He trains under Mark Coleman. Mark Coleman's pretty much like his teacher student. He's had Dobson live with him and train together. And I don't know. Dobson is really skilled. He has really good potential. He shows good potential. But it's just his IQ. He's somewhat hard-headed, stubborn. Can't do that with Tafon. Tafon's kickboxing is pretty damn good. He's learned to slow his tempo down so he don't gas out like that. And makes himself a little bit more of a dangerous opponent to deal with. But I like the matchup, though. Polyana Viana's next up. Facing Yasmin Lucindo. Lucindo fought at flyweight and looked good. She's moving back down to strawweight for this fight. Now, Polyana Viana, ups and downs in the division. She got good jiu-jitsu. She has somewhat all right Muay Thai. She got some wins by strikes. She got some good wins by submission. But she has lost to Hannah Cyphers, which is kind of fucking weird. She beat Emily Whitmire and Mallory Martin. Her last win, she demolished Jin Frey. Demolished. That was ugly. But Lucindo, she came in with that fight against Yasmin Yawaregi, which was a banger. And then she just beat Brogan Walker easy. Easy. Lucindo, she shows really good promise. Polyana does too. Polyana they both fine though. They both fine. Respectfully, they fine. Representing Brazil. Let's go. Polyana's jiu-jitsu seems to be a little polished than Lucindo. Lucindo's fast with her feet, though. She's fast on her feet, fast on her hands. I think she has the stronger pop in her shots than Viana. Um, I think she will manage to handle Polyana a little better than Polyana will Lucindo. Lucindo just gotta maintain the pressure. Maintain the pressure, avoid a possible up kick, kicks up the middle from Polyana, and just put those hands to work. I'll take Lucindo on that one. And I'll probably take Tafon in the one before that. The next one is Khalil Roundtree faces the light heavyweight debut of Jesus Christ of Chris Dawkins. I'm sorry, my sister's over here. This is that headphones. She don't talk low. She just talks loud. You would swear like she's yelling at people, but she's just talking on the phone. Going up against Chris Dawkins. Now, Chris Dawkins came into the UFC as a heavyweight. Looked really good as a heavyweight, man. All of a sudden, problems. He came in against Parker Porter. Finished Parker Porter. Fought Rodrigo Nascimento. Big Nascimento. Beat him in a round. In under a minute. Alexei Olenek. Finished Alexei Olenek. Finished Shamil Abdurrahimov. Then all of a sudden, he hit the wall of what the fuck. He fought Derek Lewis. Got crumbled. He fought Curtis Blades. Got sent to the shadow realm. And then fought Rosenstrike and didn't know what the hell hit him. Man, oh man. Dawkins dropped down weight. Dawkins may be fighting for his job here. He's going up against Khalil Roundtree. Now, Roundtree was a contender. He fought on The Ultimate Fighter this season with Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Claudia Gadelha. He looked okay. He was a little nervous. He went off to Thailand to re-better himself after he took some harsh losses. This man came back a brand new person and molded himself in the culture and the striking ways of the Muay Thai fighter. No mercy. Word. Sweep the leg. Cobra Kai mentality. Tore up Modestas Bukowskis' whole knee. Soccer kicked the hell out of Carl Roberson's body. Fought Justin Jacoby to a crazy split decision win. Bro, I don't know if Chris Dawkins is going to be able to deal with this shit. Chris Dawkins is a boxer. He got jiu-jitsu, but he's primarily a boxer in the stand-up department. If Khalil takes away his lead legs, he's done for. Takes away his lead leg, that's it. Dawkins got nothing to offer. And Roundtree's going to throw kicks like he's trying to cut down a coconut tree. That shit is going to be bad. I'm taking Roundtree in this one. I don't care. I'm taking Roundtree in that. Dawkins has good setups for his strikes. His 1-2 was really strong and stinging, very quick. We haven't really seen him in the light heavyweight division, though. I don't know how the weight cut's going to look on him. But then he's dealing with real speed demons at light heavyweight, man. And Khalil Roundtree is a dude that's going to keep defense high because he knows what he's getting himself into. Dawkins is a boxer guy. He comes in as a boxer. Even though he has jiu-jitsu, he's using boxing. He telegraphs that shit once he goes into his stance and goes to strike with you. couple leg kicks, a lot of boxing. I'm gonna take Roundtree for right now. Co-main, Cub Swanson 28-13, Hakeem Dawodu 13-3-1. Dawodu was a dude we wanted to see on the in the roster, not the roster, the roster. What's the roster? What the hell's wrong with me? The roster. The rankings. There you go. The rankings. Dawodu was in the rankings. Dawodu got knocked off the rankings. He's on the rankings. He's knocked off the rankings. Dawodu's had it kind of rough though. Lost against Julian Arosa, beat Mike Chazano, lost to Movsar Evloev. Before that, he was looking really good. He had a good streak going for himself, but missed weight, bad fighting, especially the Arosa fight. That man totally got clowned. He got handled bad by Arosa. Movsar, you kind of expect that, but Arosa danced on that man, beat that man up. And Dawodu missed weight. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That's how you make people pay for missed weight. But other than that, good kickboxer. Takedown defense is all right. Strong kicks coming from the back leg. When you that rear leg kick, that rear leg body kick, woo! The leg kicks, woo! His kicking arsenal is strong. His stand-up arsenal is pretty good too. And how he pressures folks against the cage so he can let go of his combinations at times. Pretty good. Polished technical striker. He's from Canada. Come on now. But he got up against a dude that don't back down from a challenge. He comes back to featherweight. Damn near 40 years old. But Cub Swanson is out here, man. Big old Cub, man. Cub's been up and down his last couple wins. He's been loss, win. He's pretty much 3-3 in his last six fights. Well, not yet. Hold on. My fault. He's been 3-2 in his last 5 fights. My fault. I counted that one fight as a fight, but it was a grappling event. And I actually watched that shit. That was when he popped his fucking knee. That's how he ended up injured. Missing the whole year. But yeah, he beat Kron Gracie. The knee injury happened. He came back, beat Daniel Pineda, lost to Giga Chikadze, but knocked out Darren Elkins, lost to Jonathan Martinez in the bantamweight debut. But yo, Cub got moves. Cub got hands. Dawodu got moves. Dawodu got hands. Dawodu got youth on his side. Cub Swanson got a more well-rounded game. Dawodu got setups for his strikes. So this Cub was going to play a difference, though. What can Cub do with his jiu-jitsu? I think that's what's going to come down to. What Cub can do with his jiu-jitsu, as well as his striking to the body of Dawodu. Over what Dawodu could probably do to Cub Swanson's body with some of those kicks. That would be a fun co-main. But then we got number 9 versus number 10. Main event. Rafael Dos Anjos versus Vicente Luque. RDA, the former lightweight champion, beating Anthony Pettis for it. Sound quiet defeat. Sound dismantling. RDA, man. He's fought a list of who's who. Was the dude that knocked out. Yeah, he knocked out freaking Benson Henderson. Was he beat who's time? He beat the brakes off of what's his name? He beat my dude Neil Magny. He beat Neil Magny a while back. Beat up Nate Diaz. Beat Cerrone. Yeah, man, he beat up Evan Dunham. He fought a lot of guys, and You don't really care about weight. You don't really care about size. RDA is a real Brazilian gamer for real, for real. That dude just walks up forward and says whatever. He's gonna punch you up, kick you up, wrestle you up if he needs to, grapple you up. But yo, you are not gonna get no breathing room, man. No mercy, no peace from RDA. When he's in wartime for real. Really good combination of skills. And he has the cardio, the impressive cardio to carry the moves out, man. To carry the strategy out. He was the guy. No? Yeah, he was the guy who actually took the lesson from, was it Khabib? I think it was Khabib. Yeah, it was Khabib. Because before that, he was mainly a grappler, striker, just jiu-jitsu. But after losing to Khabib, he picked up wrestling like a mouse with the quickness. And then just started ruling people, man. Hell of a talented guy. He still has the longevity. Even though he's up there in age, he's managed to now keep his body healthy, take time off, build up, build the cardio, go out there, deliver, and then rest and heal up. But you got number 10. This is a welterweight fight, mind you. The silent assassin, Vicente Luque. Luque is 21-9. Serrato MMA, training with Killcliff hand in hand. 19 wins by finish, only 2 by decision. He's been finished 3 times, lost by decision 6 times, on a 2-fight losing streak. Jeff Neal punched him into oblivion. Bilal Muhammad wrestled him to a decision. Before that, he had an ill 4-fight win streak, being Nico Price, Randy Brown, Tyron Woodley, and Michael Chiesa, all by finish. Well, the Nico Price one was a doctor stoppage, but technical finish. Yeah, technical finish. It's for the list of who's who for damn near everyone in this division. Psh. Crazy thing is, though, a man's 31 years old, taking a lot of punishment, and he's currently coming off of a freaking brain hemorrhage. He had a hemorrhage. He had a brain bleed pretty much, but he had a hemorrhage in his brain. He had to go get surgery, emergency surgery for it, and now they finally cleared him, and this is the fight he's gonna take. Guaranteed, his fight, he's gonna absorb at least. He's absorbing at least 80 shots. RDA's throwing. If this joint is going to the 3rd, 4th round, RDA is landing at least over 100 shots on Vicente Luque. I'm sure of this. He'll probably try to find a way to avoid this, knowing that's his fellow Brazilian brethren, and my dude really has a bad injury, But RDA's been fighting. He fought Moicano, and he said he was happy Moicano took that fight on the notice, and you seen how we treated Moicano. Shit. He feeling to treat Luque, but Luque's the bigger guy. Luque's a big fucking kid. And he got KO's ability, KO's ability, KO ability in both his hands. Those hooks are nasty. When he occasionally throws a kick, it's heavy. Everything he throws, for the most part, when he has the feel to put you away, it's coming in heavy. And his submission game is pretty good. His Darce choke is his bread and butter. If it's not the Darce choke, it's the guillotine or the rear naked. You're not really going to catch. I don't think he's going to catch RD off his back or something. But if there's anything that's going to be caught, it's a Darce choke, a guillotine, or a rear naked. With RDA, you got to beat that man, Luque. If not, Luque going to march, rally, kill your energy with just forward pressure and constant strikes. Can't afford that. This main event right here, will probably be the sleeper joint. But this card should be really good. Should be pretty decent. Everybody's gonna be fighting for their careers in the UFC. So for more than half the card, about half the card is gonna be fighting for their UFC career. Um, but other than that, should be entertaining. Um, and I think that's that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Other than that, we don't know what's happening with Conor. We're still gonna find out about that. They're still trying to figure out if they should pay Wonder Boy. Um, Shit is weird out here. Shit is weird. Other than that, I think that's all. So I got a report for today. But I'm your boy, Mr. B. Trying to find me on Twitter. New Year, same B at Mr. Misterb 1986. Drop a DM. You ask me a question or anything. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? Um, I'm on OK Live. You can catch my streams on OK Live. Name Mr. B. Yes, sir. Um, I hop on random folks' podcasts and shows and whatnot. Um, Ted Hicks and Tony D, you probably see me with them on Late Night Parent. Catch Tony D and the homie Glick on Nonsensical Nonsense. Um, yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who tries to, whoever's gonna listen to this. Appreciate you guys. Ted, Tone, Gary. You know what I mean? Mr. West, when you show up in here. You know what I mean? Peace. All y'all folks. Mike, I gotta talk to you because we gotta get back to doing business with this Cope's Corner, man. We've taken too much time off. We gotta get back to it. With that said, I'm out of here. Go try to catch Power Slap tonight. Power Slap, 9 p.m. on Rumble. Yes, sir. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Rumble. All right, now. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you when I see you.